it's been a history that Indian Test captaincy transition has always happened in Australia tours. So will we see new Test captain by the end of this Australia tour? Okay, still early days in the Australia tour. We are 1-0 up. Quick yes and no before I move to the next set of comments.
No, it's not. It's not. And not even the right time to even talk about.
This WTC cycle, Rohit will obviously finish it, but uh, win or lose, uh, I don't know if Shinny has some extra information about it, but I think in the next WTC cycle, it's better to start with a new captain because we will not have Rohit till the end of that WTC cycle.
Yeah. Nitin bhai, you?
Yeah,
Yes, go on.
Rishabh Pant, next WTC cycle.
Mine moves in two directions. What can happen, what should happen. Should, yeah, why not? Yeah, Rishabh can be considered. He's like kind of for me, he's the most inspiring story in Indian cricket. Everything that's happened in his life,
Yeah,
everything outside of cricket, the way he's made his comebacks, he's a champion. The boy is an absolute champion. He's quite a story that kind of children growing up across the ages can hear. Having said that, will it happen? I don't see Rishabh Pant ever becoming the captain.
okay.
Why? Again, that's a personal view. I don't see Rishabh being given the captaincy. You will ask me who exactly. So I don't see captaincy in Test cricket changing as long as there is a need for Jasprit Bumrah to rest now. So the
Okay.
moment Rohit is not available, automatically it goes to Jasprit Bumrah as long as Jasprit Bumrah says I need a break. And that is why when Jasprit Bumrah's name was first considered as Test captain internally, I mean, I used to. There was a time when I used to put everything on Twitter, but then I kind of began to put a filter later on. So the thing is that it's not the first time that Jasprit Bumrah was discussed as a Test captain. He was discussed as Test captain earlier also. The
Yeah,
reason I said that Jasprit Bumrah cannot be your full-time Test captain is because as a cricketer he cannot play all Tests. You can't play him at Test matches at home. Many of the Test matches at home. You run the risk of when do you give him a break? Then he'll play IPL, he'll play World Cups, he'll play Test matches at home, abroad, everywhere. When do you give a bowler like Jasprit Bumrah enough rest? And
yeah,
you've got to rest him from any of this cricket, then you can't consider him a full-time captain. But that said, now after what we've seen and the way BCCI and selectors, etc., think, and the stature he has now as India's MVP, is most possibly, we in India, we tend to kind of go mostly by the popular choice, right? Not by the intelligent choice. So if it was an intelligent choice, I would pick a 23, 24-year old as captain and then, kind of give him 2 to 3 years to settle down, a year or two to settle down and then grow with the team. But
yeah.
then you will go by the popular choice, and popular choice will be Jasprit Bumrah. Is Jasprit Bumrah? That's not going to change. I don't even see any change in captaincy until the tour of England gets over. Until then, it is Rohit's this thing. If for some reason there has to be a change, you expect Bumrah to carry
The way we are going, Jasprit Bumrah played four test matches. For four test matches at home, two against Bangladesh and two against New Zealand back to back. So we
Yeah,
are guessing he will play the games. So we should. I think if this transition has to happen, I think it's better to give Bumrah the captaincy because he is playing game. He is playing test matches. It is not that he is resting in all the entire India leg of the series and have a strong vice captain. The strong
yeah,
vice captain can be either Rishabh Pant or Shubman Gill. I think it should be Rishabh Pant because but if Shubman Gill has a fantastic series in Australia, then things can change. Then things can be different, just as it had happened for Saurav Ganguly in that 99 2000. Like he had a great uh, uh,
One
try
day series.
series where he
Yeah.
scored two centuries, and that made
yeah,
him the captain out of nowhere. So if Shubman Gill has a series of like that, then maybe as a strong vice captain. But I think if the captaincy has to change, yeah, and if Jasprit Bumrah is playing the games, at least the 90% of the test matches, then he should be made the captain, and there should be a transition.
I think if this series goes pear shaped from here in terms of batting form as well as team results, then I
Okay.
think they will be looking at a new captain even for England, because they would not want a struggling captain and a struggling team
Yeah.
uh, to go to England, especially if now that if because if we have a poor series,
Yeah.
and then we won't qualify for WTC, so automatically we'll be going with a new structure for the next WTC cycle, and I think then it's good that if we look beyond Rohit Sharma for the next WTC cycle, and I think because Rishabh is probably would play longer than Bumrah, so I
Yeah.
would I would I would give the captaincy to Rishabh Pant and tell Bumrah that this is the way we are going. I know he desires the captaincy, he wants the captaincy, he's proved himself in Perth, but I
Yeah.
would still prefer him to be the champion bowler that and a once in a generation bowler that he is.